I heard breathing above my bed. Then I looked under it, and someone was staring back at me. If you're new here, subscribe now, because this one gets worse the further it goes. I've always lived alone by choice. It's how I built my career and my home. Last year, 6 months in my dream house, I started hearing a strange shuffling sound while working from my home office. Brief, but loud enough to break my focus. I searched the house every time and found nothing. Eventually, I convinced myself it had to be squirrels in the siding. The noise kept happening. One night, working late, I finally went to bed after 2 a.m. and heard the shuffling again, this time continuous. I stood on my bed and listened through the ceiling. The sound stopped, and then I heard breathing. My house had a small crawl space directly above the bedroom. Terrified but telling myself it was still just animals, I pulled down the ladder and looked inside. Dark, just 2 support beams on either side. I shut it and went to the living room, turning on the TV to distract myself. I started to doze off until I heard a door creak open. I searched the house again. Nothing. But when I came back upstairs, the pull-string ladder was hanging down, slightly swaying. My bedroom door, which I always left open, was almost completely shut. When I pushed it open, it creaked, the exact sound I'd heard earlier. Everything in the room looked normal until I noticed a small clump of dirt on the floor by the bed. I knelt down to look closer and heard the breathing again. I leaned down and looked under the bed. A man was lying there, staring directly at me. I screamed and fell backward. He didn't move, just kept repeating, "Hi, Julie. It's okay." I ran, got in my car, and drove straight to a 24-hour diner, where I called the police in hysterics. When officers searched the house, he was gone. They found empty water bottles and a small pillow tucked behind one of the crawl space beams. He'd been living there. I stayed in a motel for almost a month afterward and invested heavily in home security. It's been a year, and he's never resurfaced. I have a theory about who he might have been. Some of my family had cut ties with long ago, but I can't say for certain. What I do know is this. He knew my name, and he'd found a way into my home undetected. Since then, I've learned that even a locked door isn't always enough. Awareness and caution are the real first line of defense, especially when you live alone.